And welcome back. So I have the go-ahead to use this motherboard as a replacement for the other one that died. I did some more testings on the vias of this guy here. I'm not giving up on it completely, but I couldn't find anything that would cause any major shorts or anything like that. Like these ones actually, the scratch I found there earlier, it doesn't even get past the protection layer. It doesn't even touch the copper. So yeah, I don't know, mystery. So I cut my external cell off of it, and off camera I prepared this is a flashlight compartment with 3 AAA batteries, and I soldered up a little connector here, made sure the polarity is correct. Plus this pin 1, it has an external battery, so that'll go into a slot here, slide in like here, and then it gets screwed down. So if you want to replace it, you just take that slot cover off, and you're gonna have to cut the zip tie, but whatever, and change the batteries, and there you go. That is that. So let's get to the reassembly process now. We'll start disconnecting everything. Yes, I will need to install the standoffs. So I will just copy them directly as they are from here into there. Do I have any precision tools here that will help me in this? Of course, I did not prepare that. So it will be done by nails and fingers. So that will come out of there. Looks like it goes there. This one, nails and fingers. Where is it? Look, I think here. This one with the tape on it. Does it have a corresponding slot on this board? It does not. So let's drill one. No, I'm kidding. We will not be butchering this. But what we'll do instead is find a suitable alternative. And there's one final one here. I'm running low on these actually, so I have like 2 or 3 extras. So yeah, okay, that one can go there. And we probably want one in the corner. And one fell out already. And then another flattened one in. Yeah, that doesn't align with anything. Okay. I'm going to put one here. Yeah, that'll work. Good. So let's find that one that fell out. There it is. Put it here. And then we do need one more for here. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's see what I have in my bucket of overflowing screws. I have a lot of XT ones, the ones that are. You might remember these guys here. They're both ends clip in. So I have a lot of those, but they're very hard to find. So looks like I may be out of luck. Let me go check my motherboard pile. Got a little baby AT386 here, which also is in the fix me pile. This one posts, but something is wrong with the video addressing, where I have to test it. I want to test it with like a CGA and a mono card. see if that makes any difference. It works for a while, but then it starts to display weird stuff on the screen. And then it doesn't always post the first time, so there's something wrong with it. I spent hours on that one. So it is also in the repair me when I am rich enough to purchase an oscilloscope pile. Okay, that looks good. There's a screw down here. There's a screw down here. The board isn't on some weird angle. Okay, let's get some screws in the board. I mean, this is just going to be pretty much reassembling this, doing a little bit of housekeeping. You know, exciting stuff like plugging in all these random headers for the turbo switch and the turbo LED, that kind of stuff. Okay, power's already in there, RAM is accessible. Let's start with the cards. We'll leave some space here for the battery. So we'll put the I/O card in here, the sound card in the last port. Actually, maybe we'll put it here. Why use up a VESA slot, and then the video card goes here. And now, for the battery component, red side up. I might need some tweezers for this, or at least this. My tweezers are right here. Okay. Actually, come at it from the back there. That, oh, just pretty decent length cable here I supplied it with. Maybe a bit too long, but we shall see. Okay, we get that one in by pushing it down a little bit. Alright, doesn't even look half bad over here. Not touching anything. If it slides down, it'll slide into the stop. The stopper will be the actual harness, so that's good. You know, in case this will be transported, I will have to tell the receiver, hey, before you turn it on, like, open it and reseat all the cards, because of what happened last time. And then that will go in there. That is the game and LPT extension. All right. Everything looks good. I'll screw those down later because there might be a problem. I have to connect all these wonderful headers. All right, power on. Screen is on. Let's just make sure that the board isn't like bottoming out anywhere. It's nicely, solidly in there. Okay, that's not a problem. That's nice and sturdy. Cards all line up. Oh, we gotta plug stuff into it, such as the keyboard. And the monitor. That'll be enough for now. Actually, let's plug everything in. That way, if all the I/O works, I can screw it down. Now I just need the sound. Where it be? Where's my sound out on this? SPK, is it this one? Okay, that's probably it. Actually, I can take this card out and have a look. SPKR, yes, the top one. Okay. That's interesting. Go. Okay. It's telling me a different thing this time. It's telling me that the battery is dead. Replace and setup. Probably because it feels... Last time it just said it CMOS checks and failure. So that's the thing. Before I close everything up off camera, obviously, I'm gonna... oops. Okay, I want to operating system not found, obviously. Here, let's see what's going on here. Can I lodge under here? Okay, yes, that's fine. I don't... What time is it? 9:30? 21:36? And I don't even know what day it is. June 7th. Okay. Okay. Drive B is a 1.2 meg. Keyboard is installed. Fixed disk setup, 252 meg. Very nice. There's not a secondary. Save values and continue. Actually, I think that the outgoing board, 24 megs of RAM. This one has 16, so I will have to do something about that as well. That's what it came with. I'll do that off camera. That's not the point of this. So, looks to be like everything is still working. Test the A drive. Okay, IO card has no problem with it. And now, the horrifically fun process of connecting all these wires. Reset switch. Luckily, the silk screen, the board is good enough to tell you that. So, pin 9 and 10 is reset. So, where's pin 1? Okay, there it is. Pin 1. So, 9 and 10 is here. So, let's immediately test that. Yep, that did a reset. So then the turbo switch is pin 6 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 7. And then turbo LED is 2 and 3. So turbo LED, where are you at, turbo LED? Is this you here? Yeah, just plug stuff in that I know how it works. So where's the power? $17 and $20 is speaker connect. Okay, so that'll be this guy right here. Alright, we've got a power LED now. So everything else is here. This has got this right here under the VRM. That's the turbo LED. Okay. Turbo LEDs, pin 2 and 3. We have what do we got? Okay, so 2 and 3. Okay, so the switch is a bit. I don't really like these turbo switches when they're not there. Okay, so that's turbo on, turbo off. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we got LEDs up in the front now. Reset is working. I don't know how to test the speaker. Usually, well, maybe does it have Phoenix BIOS? They're all right BIOSes, but they don't really have system time. Well, they have good memory control. Internal cache, external cache is enabled. That is good. Boot options A and C. Security, no, none of that is where I want it to be. So let's get out of here. I can probably test the speaker by running a really old game. That's what we'll do. I think Jones in the fast lane is... Oh, there we go. There we go. Beep, beep. We're good. That solved that problem. Found the CD-ROM. Let's just see if the turbo switch is responsive. Do I have an SSI on this computer? I think I do. It is there. Okay. Okay, benchmarks. CPU performance. It is now performing between a DX25 and DX33 in turbo mode, turbo off mode. And now when I hit the turbo, yeah, it's right up there with the proper DX266. So yes, probably some memory timings can bring that up a bit. So yeah, that takes care of that aspect of it. Now let me just find, this is the original board and the RAM that came out of it. There's a 4 meg module. Oh, they're right here. Okay, perfect. So let's play the RAM matching game. And of course the RAM is, oh, it's not so bad. It's under the power supply, of course. So let's remove the power supply. How many screws do I have to? Yeah, we'll just take it out. That's fine. Get these I/O cards in place. It's a good test to see if the CMOS battery is doing its thing. If it isn't, I'll have to probably enable the jumper that makes it do stuff. Select between internal and external, but I did not see an internal battery on this motherboard, or an option for it. Not a Dallas RTC, thankfully not a barrel battery, so in that regard, oh, that didn't really, well, it helped a bit. Okay. So the computer came with 24 megs of RAM, so let's give it that amount. I think these are, yeah, these must all be 4 meg sims. Yeah, they are, okay. So let's see if we can maybe make pairs out of them, or whatever, make them look nice. We'll match them by speed and parity, I suppose. Metal clips, which is usually a sign of a decent motherboard. The plastic ones are usually found on 30-pin sims. Okay, what do we got here? 70 nanoseconds, 70 nanoseconds, 70, 70. Okay, well, whatever. They're all the same, I suppose. So, here's what came out of the machine. And there's an 8 meg. So this is a 16 meg chip. And an 8 that obviously makes 24. Now, this is a 60 nanosecond chip. And unfortunately, I do not have another 60 nanosecond chip. So what can we do here? We're going to have to put a 16, and then we might as well put 2 4s in here. So let's at least get the best of these here. So we'll keep that 8 megger. This is a 4 meg unit, 70 nanoseconds. I don't think I have 60 nanosecond RAM. Okay, so this one has a weird 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a non-parity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is a non-parity. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 16 meg is a non-parity. This has some weird parity chips, so we're not going to be using that. These ones are probably parity because they have stuff hanging off the back of them. So we'll use these. We'll use these. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they are 70 nanoseconds and 70 nanoseconds. So 16 and 4 and 4 is 24. Now, some of these things, some of these boards are super picky about how the RAM is fitted. First, or maybe just shotgun it. Let's just shotgun it. I have half decent access to it if I have to pull it all out again. Or maybe let's just be on the safe side here. See if this works. Oh, yeah. I put the motherboard on the keyboard. So this one tells me this is only 8 megs. Yeah, it's going to be one of those trial and error things. It doesn't like 16 meg sims. I mean, typically a DX2 at the start came with 8 megs of RAM. So, like, I remember Pentium 75 systems came with like 16. So it's like 8 would be fine for this, but I want to send it off as close as the same configuration as I got it in. I'm not trying to save the 4 meg chips here. So what have we got here? Yeah, 7168. Weird. Okay. So it definitely sees it as. Looks like the CMOS battery is holding charge, so that's good. I mean, I knew that it would hold charge, but just double check that memory. 8 megs. Okay, so it doesn't like this particular chip. That is an interesting sound. Some older sound cards do that. When you turn it off, it'll just kind of bowl. I've had a few of mine do that too. Okay, so let's try the actual 8 meg chip. This is with parity. Not that it matters. You can disable it. I mean, worst case, it'll be 8444, unless I can find another 8 somewhere. Okay. 8 megs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the hard drive to save it from being spun up and spun down, because it's a Conner drive and it's old. So, yeah, so that's an 8 meg chip. What if I stick a 16 behind it? Sometimes you got to do weird stuff like that. Okay, so it doesn't see this. It doesn't like this chip for some reason. So now I have to find my RAM. See if I have an 8 megger. SDRAM, DDR, 30 pin. This is high density 30 pin. Okay, well, let's see if we can find anything in here. So we'll set this one aside. Of course, I am very well organized. Nothing is in anything's way. This is the perfect environment in which to build a computer. I recommend it. Put the screwing back here. This is a 16 meg unit, single-sided. Oh, maybe single-sided will work. That's compact 8 meg. Single-sided, double-sided didn't really become an issue until the Pentium systems, especially with SDRAM. But it's not unheard of that it does this on older systems, so let's see. What will it read this as? 16 megs. Okay. All right. What other options do we have here? This is an 8 meg. And this is a pair of 8s, I think. Yep. So we can do that. 16 and then 2 4s. At least that way we can consistently, we can keep the, this is 4x4 megs. Okay, so that's for 16. EDO RAM, not even going to try it. EDO RAM, not going to work. 32 megs EDO each. We got a couple 8s in here. I think that's EDO. This is 2x4 meg, but there's only one in there. 4 meg times 2, non-EDO. This one has parity. I don't want to use that if I don't have to. 132 megger. 2x8 EDO. 64 megs by 2. Well, that's like high-end Pentium stuff. Okay. Don't want to use that. That won't be enough then. These 8s are EDO. That's 32 megs. That's 64 megs. That's 132 meg chip. And 2x8 EDO. Okay, so we're gonna have to work with what we got here. So what's in there now? That's a 16. So I saw an 8 somewhere. These are the 2 8s, okay. And there's 60 nanoseconds. This is going to be the thing. And mixing and matching these, going to change the speeds. It's not a big deal. The computer will just clock itself down to the slowest RAM. I mean, it was like that when I got it. One was a 60, one was a 70. It's just given the ability to do so, I would like to clock them similarly. Okay, those are 4s. Those are the parities. Okay, we'll put the parities aside. So there's 2 8s here, and those are those 2 4s that we had previously. So let's get this up to snuff by putting those 2 8s in there. See if we get the right amount. Come on, RAM chip. Get out of there. I got 1 4. Oh, these are the 2 8s. Sorry, what am I talking about? So I got 2 8s and 2 9. I don't have any 4s that are. Wait, did I actually check that? Hang on. Three times 4. 70 nanoseconds. 80 nanoseconds. No way that's going in there. Yeah, that was it. Okay, we'll have to make do with what we have here. Let's throw these 2 8s in here. The problem with single-sided high density 16 meg chips is they do not play nice with anything else you put in. So, in case you're wondering, why not just put the 16 and the 8 in there? It likely won't work. Okay, like, this is like the USB thing. Is it in? Is it in? And then it isn't. And then you take it out and you put it back in, and it still isn't. This is exactly what's happening here. Like, come on, man. This is getting ridiculous. Get in the slot. There. Okay. 2 8s are in. Let's see what it does. $16 megs. Good. 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 So, let's put these guys in here. They're both gold star units, non-parity. Those are non-parity, so. Now, will it work is the question. Because in the other motherboard, I had to put the 16 meg first, leave a space, then the 2 4s. So it's I never really understood like why that is. That they have to like there's something with the addressing. I mean they're 16-bit. Are they 16-bit? 32-bit. They're 32-bit sims, so all the address lines are being used. Maybe they're not. Is there a wire in the way? No, that's just probably an unused port. Let's see what it tells me. Okay. 16. Yeah, so we're gonna play around with the chips. How about if I take this one out? And Did I say the speed load? It's like 70 nanosecond units. These have parity though. Those don't work. That's a 16. Here's some 4s here. I think these are 4s. Yeah, they have parity though. Well, let's see. They are double-sided. Perhaps it will make a difference. I mean, if the parity doesn't matter, it's just not going to be used. If you disable it in the BIOS, it won't use it. It's like running, 91 octane in a low compression, like Chevy 350 with like 8-to-1 compression. It'll work. It doesn't matter if it has 91 octane. It'll just absolutely not take advantage of it. Doesn't like that combo either. Okay, so at the risk of playing with RAM all night, I'm going to just put the 16 and the 8 in there and call it good. So, there's my double-sided 8. That's my... Okay, this is going to be fun. What if I do 8, 8, and then... Oh, we already tried that. How about just putting in this... That'll be 32, though. I don't want to break up this pair. Okay, this is going to be fun. Those 2 8s. That does work. This, I believe, registered as an 8, but this registered as a 16. So what is this? That's a 4. That's an 8. So let's try the 8 and the 16. First, let's make sure that the 16 works. Eight. $24. Done. I'm not screwing around with this anymore. Okay. These are labeled. They are labeled. There's 2 8s in there. Good. There's only one of them in there. So why don't I just make this a bag full of... See, I don't even know what that is anymore. That one says 4 on the back of it. So we'll put all the 4s back in here. Four megs, okay. We have 24 megs of RAM for the DX266. That's a good amount of RAM. Like I said, these things, I mean, 4 megs was for like a 46SX. DX33, sometimes the earlier ones would come with 4 megs. What do we have here? 8 megs, and this is an 8 meg or 2. We'll put them all in here. So yeah, 24 megs of RAM, like early Pentiums didn't even have that much. So what did my first Pentium have? was my first Pentium? I don't remember. I think I didn't bother. I just went straight to like 133 or something. I actually don't remember what my first Pentium was. I know I had a 233 MMX, but I'm sure I had something between that and the DX2 100. Anyways, I probably went through hundreds of computers as I worked at a computer store. And the parts were relatively cheap. Plug the hard drive back in, let it do a complete boot cycle, and after that, well, that needs to be addressed. And where's the other thing that is not? And this little guy fell off, so we'll be putting that back on, and I believe that will be the end of it. Was it going to tell me memory size mismatch? Nope, it's working. It's going. All right, I heard the sound. Oh yeah, we should test the sound of it. Sounds all right to me. Windows to check the mouse. All right, so all the I/O stuff works. Keyboard also is responsive. Good. Good. And all the displays are working up front. Okay, now let's do the final bit of tidy up. And that is, maybe I can put I'll tidy up the I/O cables here, because this is kind of just all over the place. This is an attempt at 90s cable management, so yeah, bear with me here for a second. How do I want to do this? So before I do any of that, let's look at the situation up front here. So that, yeah, that's all loose. Okay, so that's all got to come out and then be reattached properly. This poor machine. FedEx, what have you done? Oh, is there one screw that's keeping? Yeah, there is. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Wow, that one's really in there. Oh, that's getting stripped. I'm gonna have to get the Dremel, I suppose. I love these old cases where you have to disturb the hard drive to get to the bloody screw that's back there. That's why I didn't do the cable management yet. All right, let's get the hard drive out of here. I think I can pull it out to the front of the case. ingenious design. I mean, the guy who came up with this. Is there not another way? I have to push it out the back? Okay. Fantastic. Okay, we got a couple screws here. Actually, just the one. Okay. So this is completely loose. Oh, there goes the diskette. It's not completely loose. We got one screw here, which is nice, I guess. And then let's try and find another. I don't know, randomly this one. Why not? Seems good. I mean, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is ridiculous. I'm going to put 4 of them in there, and that'll be just fine. Tell me you got one there, so we're going to put one across from it up here. Like 10 screws. Like, is this thing blasting off into space, or judging by the condition of the case, it looks like it did just that. I mean, it's going to Mars with Elon. All right, one more there. And by so doing, I've used up all the screws that I need for the 5 1/4. Okay, perfect. Everything is working. Nothing is broken. Or sorry, how did it go? Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. That's it. Okay, so that should just clip into here. I think like this. Yeah, okay. Sorted. Now, the other problem is that this screw is not the right... Oh, and that came off too. I have a screw for this. I just have to find it. But let's not worry about that now, because first I got to get this out. And the screwdriver I had has stripped it. Hooray. I'll be back with some pliers. Try this bigger screwdriver first. Oh, I don't think we need the pliers. Okay. Screw's still decent. You just gotta use the right size screwdriver for it. Okay, next floppy drive. Oh, I can see this poor. How did it come to be like this? Oh dear. Okay, well, I know it works, so that's good. But honestly, yeah, that just comes off. Let's move it over to a flat surface. This is going to require some kind of precision. I think these are the right screws for this. What do we got here? That one's loose. Oh, it's back here. What is going on here? How did this happen? How did this happen? It's a complete manhandling, or I guess person handling if I'm going to be PC. Yeah, that's fine. What holds this to the rest of it? I guess the faceplate? Get that out of there with my compressed air. Okay, so that faces up here. Okay, I'm going to sit down. Oh, I think I see the problem. I'm going to sit down anyways. Aha, I see the problem. Yes, of course, the both clips are broken in there. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, okay, so those were supposed to go, I don't know if you can see that. But the screws go down in here and latch that down. Now, I have an idea, which won't work. That has to, I'm going to put a tiny washer in there. It might work. Okay, let's see if we can find some tiny washers. Maybe these guys. They're barely wider than the head of the screw. There's a washer. Like that. What happened here? I don't have any defective drives like this that I could swap the face off of. Oh, this might work. See, it can't be in the path of the disc, but it has to go in there. Okay, all right, well, I think if I bend this, no, that I can't really, that's thick steel. What about cutting this up? Using that as a sleeve to go into that slot, and then the screw goes on top of that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to randomly guess that it's about that long. The length is good. Now I need to trim the width, so I'm going to cut these excess pieces right off. I'm interested only in the base of this. This is a DVI cover of some sort, like a port plug. We're going to see if that works. Okay, take a couple mils off of it. A little more. Okay, so that actually, now I just have to duplicate that. I mean, it won't be as strong as the original, but it'll hold at least. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to, just for added strength, I'm going to drop some epoxy in here. So I'm not going to do that now. But at the very least, will that fit in there? Let's see if that fits in there. Nope. Something thicker. Strip the side off of it. And it's tapered too, so once you put it in there, it'll just, yeah, it'll self-expand. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I'm this deep into it. You know, we'll do it right. We'll do it right. We'll get some epoxy in there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm obviously not going to do that now, but that is the last step to this. So there's no point in putting it together right now because the epoxy will take some time to dry. Also, I have to find it and mix it and then apply it. But basically, once that is put together, this frame will slide on nicely on the faceplate here. We put the hard drive back in, and it's good to go. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to glue stuff online. It's already been an hour. It should have taken 20 minutes, but there it is. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. And I'll be back soon with these Korean hard drives. I quickly soldered on. This is the best soldering job I've ever seen in your life. Don't question it. So now I have a power connector, and the other two drives are there. So I actually have a date with a Windows 98 machine to test a sound card, so I'll probably do all of that at once. Cool. So, yep, that's it. Good day.